So again, just go in, put a bit more dark, just underneath it, bit of a shadow going on. Now, I'm going to do it all the way along there. Sweet. There's loads and loads of little crippling waves trickling in as well, just from where this is here, but just all you can see is dark. So again, I'm just going to use that same dark. It's mixed with a bit of white, but I can just push into that. What it does, it gives you a nice load of that colour to go on here. And I just want to create some little rock just there. I'm going to have just there, and then it's going to sort of like come along. And once I've done this, I'll put some little bits of white on the top, so it looks like there's a tiny bit of water just starting to come onto the beach, you see. Let it vanish sometimes. It's not the same as what we did on there. What we're doing here is we're leaving little areas and we're just allowing the dark for the moment. Again, you can actually load your brush to a chiseled edge just by pulling through both sides, and then in front of that we're going to have another little strip. I'm just going to put it in like so. As it comes onto the beach, it starts being a bit more washy. Not, in other words, the waves aren't quite as big, they're only just little ripples basically that are coming onto there. And we've got some lovely ripples actually as well. We've got this should be dark, just here, really dark. Some loads going on. Again, we've got an area with shadows coming through from the waves. There's little waves coming from this side, and what they're doing is they're just coming through here, even there. We've got a rock that's going to be in there, and we should use some of this blue colour, make it like there's some water just standing in there a bit. But these little see these effects I'm doing, it all helps the shimmering effect. You can leave a bit of that light behind for the rock to really stand out well when I put it in there. Cool. And then same again, while you're running out of colour, just keep coming in here. I just want to create, now and again, a few darker spots where I can just put it in like that. But subtle there. And it actually comes right through. So under where that is. And then it's going to be really dark underneath that for this reflection. More or less, under there it's going to be more or less black like so. See that? And that just comes down as a reflection just into there. But it doesn't actually reflect exactly this. It's because it's on a wet beach. What it does is it's it breaks. There's something here. See that just there? Do that, and then you leave that area and you put a shadow underneath as though the water is just rippling it over that part. See it just in there? And I get a big brush, pour over the lot, very gentle. I want it darker. So all I do is use straight black this time. It's going to mix with the liquid white and the colour that's underneath. It's just going to darken it for us. I want it to be darker than it is. A lot darker. There. Yeah, that's more like it. And then again the dark. And then they've got this part here. Sweet. Do the same thing more or less with the big brush. And then clean it on a towel and go across gently. It'll give you loads of little ripples in the water. Cool. And then, because I've got this dark on my brush still, this back here is it's lighter than this, but it has actually got some of the dark in there. So I'm going to not touch too high because I want to put some white up there for where clouds are crashing in. But just still got a bit of that orange in there. So it makes it a tiny bit lighter than this. Actually gently blend that as well. Make it like loads of little ripples and stuff going on. Cool. Bring them ripples out as well. See that? And then when you use a big brush, you just go across on that. Yeah. See that? That's what I wanted. Drag them reflections out a little bit. Right. This area is not dark enough, so I can just put some more in there, make it a slight bit darker. Softer towards the edges. Don't kill that you did before. With this also, I'm just going to come out and bring some of these dark ripples out for the sand. In fact, I'm being a bit overstretched now, I'm getting a bit carried away. I need to use dark and some orange because I'm reflecting some of this now. There's actually a ripple that stops it. Oop. Loads of crimson in that one. I wanted it to have the orange, so I needed a bit more yellow with it. It did have crimson in there as well, didn't it, you see, for that. And then that comes down to about there. Again, that ripple's going to stop it. So then I'm going to go into my dark. I'm going to leave that out there. I'm going to try and replicate it the best I can. Just that, basically, is all it is. Try to get it something like, and like you say, all the time, ripples and reflections move. Constantly they move. So you don't need it to be identical. I'm just basically putting a little bit of a reflection in there. This doesn't need to be quite as dark. It can be darker on that side there. Just like it is up there, you see. Again, feather it a bit, and then you can go back to the big brush. And I just want to gently go over that. There. Tap that out again, because you're picking the colour up, but when you come back and blend, it looks sweet because you do want a bit of that colour in there. Gently. Nice and soft, just like that. That's about all that you see. Maybe I can just pull that a bit so it blends into nothing. See that? Yeah, that's enough for that stage now. I was doing the darks for the ripples in the sand. So I just want these ripples to come out of here. Even there I can pull one along, let it come out, leave some of that stuff in that I had before. You can just use little side to side strokes with the fan brush here. It's also nice to, while you've mixed the colour with the liquid white a tiny little bit, you can actually come up in here and play with these reflections a bit as well. Just put a bit of movement on there, so there's a few ripples from it. that's it. Same with this, just slightly subtle. You always get the ripples going right through the reflections on the beach. You know? Yeah, that's sweet. Right, I've got a sweat on here. It's a lovely day here today, I tell you, the weather's been gorgeous. I'll actually drag that out a bit more to about there. Cool. Now, back to my good old filbert brush. In fact, I need to mix myself some more colour, don't I? Here we go. See, you've got all that there, and you think, oh, I'm running out of colour, but when you pick it up on the knife like so, look at all that paint that I still had. Still need to mix some though, I believe. So I'm going to use black, phthalo blue, cerulean blue, and alizarin crimson. Bit of bright red. Mix it really good. Can't have this marble mixed. It's got to be mixed really well. So I pick it up, put it down, pick it up, and you just got to make sure that it's all mixed together really well. I'm happy with that. Now, for this stage, it's my fan brush, filbert brush I'm chasing. There we go. Both sides, just the same as we did for these rocks. Just at this side, we're going to do them mainly in silhouette. There's only going to be a glow on this edge and a bit there. The majority of it's not even going to be seen. So I just put that in. Again, leaving the orange glow. That is the theme of this painting basically. That lovely orange glow that we've got in there. Pull down and just want to leave some areas for the waves. So it doesn't want to be straight, it wants to be a bit choppy. There's a bit of movement going on in these waves now. There. Something about like that. Get some more dark. Back in here you can just block it in. Really easy. Where I usually do this is just block it in just underneath where I want it to be, and then you can do the detailed work afterwards. Just get the bulk done first, and then it makes your life a lot easier. You're not fiddling. There. So once you've got that area blocked in, you can work on the top edge, just up in here, and give a really lovely sharp top edge to this. And there's loads of little lumps and bumps in these rocks. As you can see, it's a lovely seascape to do. I just love painting the beach. I've always really enjoyed painting the beach. It's a marvel. Really turns me on doing this. You can actually do stuff like I've just pulled a bit of dark and put it through. You won't notice it, but it creates layers in the rock. Because I've done this with the lavender colour, which is not straight dark, I can just go back into the straight black. Just straight black. And then if I want to create, say here, a layer, I can go in and it'll mix with the colour you've got on there, but it'll be slightly darker. See that? And I hope that stands out for you. And it gives you layers in there. Same up in here, I'm going to have maybe a big one just stood in there. A bit separate, a bit closer to the water's edge. Yeah. Spot on. And then back to my filbert brush. So just with the knife, I basically mixed up some of that orangey red. And I've just mixed a bit of it with some titanium white. Pull across and get a ridge of paint on your knife. And then just up in here, on this dark part, I just want to highlight some areas. See that just by touching the top. Actually just let it break over the surface of that, and it just gives it a lovely little highlight, as though there's a bit of some of that light glimmering off there, just with the knife bit in there. Yeah, and then some of that same colour, and I just want to, I'm not actually using it like so, I'm just actually using the ridge and touching at first. I'm just going to touch, see that in there? Just going to touch as though there's some bits of things going on with the light. It's a really cool way of doing this actually, I really enjoy it. Even out there, it's going to be a slightly different colour. You can bring it right through. Maybe got one just there. It doesn't matter if you bring a bit of the shadow out into that as well, that's even better, that's really good. A few of them, a few in here. If you want to bring some into the reflections, again you can do that, that's fine. Now, Geno, this is one hair and some air. Just go over that. Tap out any excess paint you've picked up. Just go over that. You will constantly keep picking up paint when you're doing this. Some of this dark, just tickle over that you've put in there. And if you've got enough paint, it won't disappear. It'll still remain there. Same over in here. Just pull across. Remember to keep tapping your brush out, because the more you do it, the more colour you're going to pick up. That's sweet. Back to the knife. Now, a good thing we can do is we can, into this little pool of water that we've got there, we can actually bring a few into there. So it looks like the light's just shimmering off of it. Maybe I can even put a little bit of a ripple in there with that. Easy as that. Again, these want to be quite straight. They want to come out quite straight, because you even get them coming along in proper strips like so. And then you can actually use more colour and bring it in there stronger. See that? And then when you use your brush, you should just gently blend over that. That's good. And then you can even use white over the top of that by using just a straight white. And then you can roll the knife like so. And have a few whiter ones as well. See if we can do it there. That's it. And I do love doing this, it just really makes me excited. I'm a giddy ass. Don't always have to go perfect, like I say, if it doesn't work you can just go back and just gently blend that. That's perfect. Stepping back and having a good look at what I've got there. All I need to finish this off now is where this dark is that I've got in here. I need to actually put some white underneath it for where it's getting splashed up to. So I'll just use a small part of the knife for that. And this is the last part that I need to do. In fact, it's so easy when you're doing these to forget things. Just need to block that in there. The knife, small bit of white on the knife. And just underneath there, I'm just going to pull some of that white, make it look like it's just crashing up against it. That's it. You can get a bit of texture even with this. Don't be scared of it. And I could still spend probably a good hour and a half, 2 hours with this picture, just playing with it, just getting little details right, and just don't rush. Once you've got it to this stage, it's pretty much good to chill, you know, chill, sit back, have a nice brew, and then you'll see the painting for what it is once you come back to it, you see. Just under there, a few little splashes going on. Spent hours. This is the last part we need to do. A bit too much white on there. Hi everyone. As you can see, we've got some lovely depth in this painting, and the main key to think about is using these darks and saving them for the foreground. And they want to be much darker and lighter in the background, so I put a tiny little bit of white with these. Just remember that main point. It'll also allow you to do some detail in there that you can only just see. So I've really enjoyed doing this for you all. Take care, and I'll see you in the next series.